how many banks are here. Bottom line, in everything we are talking about, comes to money. We do great seed, high yield. We want to get more profit and get our farmers better. And there's need for you to partner with banks. So there's need for you to collaborate more with financial institutions. Number two, is it possible for us to have seed companies specialized in specific areas? Like now, if I want to finance, like when CBN is bringing out, or CBN or Federal Ministry of Agriculture they are bringing out products. Let's say, for example, the Anchor Borrower program. There's need for NESG to partner with them. When they are writing their guidelines or framework, there should be a portion where you say, for you to access this particular program, you must, you must get your seed from certified companies. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I know the DG would, I won't even want the DG to talk about this because the picture should be painted straight. The banks are the one moving away from us. As much as we move close to you, you guys have seen that the industry don't have the profit you are looking at. If we open up on this, we would be taking the issues. It's not the way you are looking at it, but the other way around. We are every time writing up, even at the level of CBN, the Honorable Minister, before he left, wrote a letter to the CBN on issues like this, that things must be done with.
Thank you to the Director General. When I was working on a project that took me to office sometimes last year, the materials that you provided was a major part of that report. That's the MIRA and Nigerian Agribusiness project. It was successful. The NESG lady can testify to that. Thank you very much, sir. I have three questions, but I'll take only one because of time. And I want to ask, and asking this on behalf of Nigerians too, the position of the council on genetically modified seed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The next question. Yes, the lady beside you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Olamiposi Ademuyiwa. I work for Delium Consult Limited. It's an agribusiness firm. So my question, so I don't waste time, is seeds are got into the country and they want to be certified. But most times, as Nigerians, we are...
At a forum like this, we want to be in a hurry to go. We should not, please. Nigeria is going through a food crisis. And we are going, if we don't address it headlong, we are going to have more crisis. I was at a forum last year in a hotel where the First Bank organizes a group like this. And questions that were taken from the farmers were restricted to only a few that were already pre-programmed. And I protested because the minister was there. I protested and said, no, that should not be the last question. So the minister just said, okay, can you ask your own? I don't have any question for now. But give farmers whom you have brought from Oyo, Ogun, everywhere to this forum, more opportunities to give you feedback. We don't have the opportunity of meeting the Honorable Minister every now and then. Otherwise, we'll come back next. Is going to be put at 450 million. And if we don't address the issue now, 2050 is at the corner. We will have crisis. So, having said that, I want to congratulate NESG for the job that they have done so far, and they have done well. I am so elated. In fact, when Madam Esther was talking, I became a bit emotional. Tears was always coming from my eyes because today I am proud to be a Nigerian, knowing fully well that an organization of government has gone this far. It is not always common. What we see is politics on paper. So having gone this far, I think I'm proud to be a Nigerian today. Now, since my Oga, the doctor, says we should be limited to one question.
No, I went outside to check the VAR system and noticed that we started a little late, so would extend a little more.
Thank you very much. God bless you. So I can now make my points known. One, I am going to ask the DG, sir, what are you doing in collaborating with farmers directly? Because these small-scale farmers, they are the people who are, producing the food. Majority of the food that is eaten in this country today are exported. That's the honest truth. So I looked at the areas of capacity building, sensitization and advocacy, market linkage, feedback mechanism. What are you doing in this area? Research and development. Because why I'm saying this is, I feel that, like for example, my organization, FADAMA, is represented in every community in this country. Every local government, every state, we are represented. So if you don't mind, we will want to have a collaboration with you so that when you deal with us, it now devolves to our farmers at the various local governments and at the various communities so that it can get really to the grassroots. If we don't address food crisis from the grassroots level, we are in for a problem. That is one. Then I expect too that research institutes are supposed to be at this forum. For example, I can see a few, but I can't see FURO, for example, here. And it is when research and development is developed, because you should have a collaboration with your fellow government agencies in these areas of research and development. It is when it is developed that the small-scale farmer can be benefited. So I don't know what you are doing through that, because you see, if we want to leverage on what other countries in Africa are doing, I happen to have gone to Kenya in my course of being a farmer. You will see a small-scale farmer in Kenya making millions. You will see their cooperatives making so much money. In fact, most of the cooperatives, small primary cooperatives in Kenya, own banks. When banks are going down, they go to these cooperatives and say, come and invest in us, and they buy shares, buy most of their things, and they begin to own the banks. That's what is happening in Kenya. But here in Nigeria, we are paupers. I've been a farmer for 41 years, but I'm telling you there's nothing to show for it. It's a sad story. So I don't know what you are doing in that line. So let me just limit it to that because I want to respect my doctor.
Thank you very much, sir. So the next person, okay, go ahead, madam.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Folashade Fakaejo. I'm an aquaculture, as well as I rear rabbits, and I also belong to Federated FADAMA. Actually, I want to appreciate my coming here today. I want to appreciate everyone that has put all this in place. And I'm really grateful that, yes, in Nigeria, we are moving forward. I remember the last time I went to South Africa, and I was able to visit some farms. I saw the way their cows look like. I saw the way their goats look like. And I said, what happened to us in Nigeria? Even chicken. Our chicken is like, we are, in fact, they are looking for food, just like human beings are looking for food. Their cows, I saw the way, in fact, the cows are so fat, and I was wondering, is somebody going to eat this one? So what happened to us in our country? But thank God we are moving on. And I pray and I hope that we will not relent. Because we need to really grasp what we actually wanted to do in this nation. One thing like if I tune to my television in the morning, my husband is a journalist. He's always liking to listen to most of this talk. And each day, I will just say, all this talk, where has it taken us to? We are fond of talking, no action to back it up. But I want to be assured that what we have discussed today, actions will be in place. Because we will talk, and then when we get back, we'll relent. But what I want to suggest is that, okay, like as farmers in Fadama, where our pet project is on mushroom, we have learned a lot about mushroom, how mushroom was able to help China to pick up their economy, how it has helped them in US, the importance of mushroom to everybody. And mushroom, when I was very small, I realized that my grandma is always cooking. Whenever she cooks okra, she will put mushroom. We hardly eat meat. And I was wondering, when I go to my neighbor's house, they're always eating chicken, meat. But this woman will just be putting mushroom. And to me, it's not a sweet thing. But I never knew the importance of that mushroom. Now that we are going back to the basic, we are now going back to our old ways. Why don't we now begin to look into these things? To get mushroom, we have to bring somebody from US. And the person came, and the way he was charging us, and I was wondering, when will we make profit? Why? Because we don't have mushroom seed. We don't have the substrate. And I looked at the entire thing and said, how do we now move forward? The issue that we're having is that people were saying loan here, loan there, and the loan is not forthcoming. I'm happy with the way you replied that our institutional man. They don't deal with small farmers. They only deal with big people that will carry their money away. And when we farmers go to them, the way they question you, you will be put off and say, no, I don't want their loan. Because why? They will tell you that for you to get this amount, your house must go for it. So I think our institutions, they will learn from this, that they need to come down to farmers. When we are talking of these seeds are not cheap. By the time they finish, it's not going to be cheap. So how do we now get it? I hope when the seeds are ready, it's not the power that be that will now be distributing to us again. So those are the things we need to take caution of. And I hope our DGs, please help us with the peasant farmers. Let us have access to all this seed. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And I think that is almost, okay, the last, okay, too. Okay, thank you for your passion. And I think from what you have spoken, there is an industry in what you have spoken. We encourage you, to take that industry up. You don't need much loan. You have an industry to take up. Maybe we'll start discussion with you. You may be the #1 mushroom seed provider in Nigeria. That is what the DG has taught us, and we'll look at how to do that. Yes,
Thank
Doc.
you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Oloshuli Adam, and permit me, I'm standing in for Dr. S.C. Aladele, the Director CEO of National Center for Genetic Resources. He really wanted to be here, but due to some other engagements, he sent me down here to come and participate in the program. Thank you. So once again, I just join other speakers to congratulate National Agricultural Seed Council for this giant rise. I say congratulations. Now, because of our time, I just want to limit, thank God that most of my questions have been answered, but I just want to limit my question to just only one, the aspect of infringement and offenses. I'm very sorry. You know that this country is a big country, and it's a wonderful country. This is Nigeria. We have laws, and definitely wherever there are laws, there will be lawbreakers. That's why there are laws. But the lawbreaker is not really my problem. My concern is about those who are supposed to enforce the law and apprehend the offenders. Let me just give you this example. There was a time that I had some problem with some of these vehicle patrol people, all these people. And they were checking my document, and eventually, after about 3, I think one of them has expired. And I told the man that, look, this one expired. I thought everything will expire at the same time so that I'll go and renew it. You're supposed to know that. It's not my fault. Anyway, the person, that's not area where I'm going. He said, okay, what do you want me to do? What do you want to do? And you know what it means. I said, well, if you can't forgive me, let me pay for my ignorance. So I had to go and pay for my ignorance. But where I'm going is this. I want us to look beyond all these people that are breaking the laws. Let's, first of all, let our charity begin at home. The people that will be apprehending these lawbreakers, let us make sure that they are people that are well trained and they are not ready to compromise. Somebody knowing that this offense I committed, I'm going to pay about 2 million, and this one, you know, if I take you there now 2 million, give me 50,000 and go. And eventually 50,000, let me go back and pay and go. So please, I want us to look beyond those who will be breaking the boards, even within ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A very good point. Yes, madam, you are the last. Okay. Oh, okay. After.
Good afternoon, everybody. We have spoken to one of my colleagues. I'm a banker by profession. And I hope you will not dissect me like you have. I want to commend the DG and the team for what they have. Seed Council, it's a very good innovation. And I just want to say one or two things. We have worked with seed councils on some occasions before in the past, like the Growth Enhancement Scheme. And we had seed companies in that scheme. Okay, my name is Bukola Osonya, sorry. I'm the head of Agric Sterling Bank. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we had done we financed seed companies in the past, and we know what happened in that tenor. People saw it as an opportunity, and they went to the market bringing bad seeds and things like that. We hope that this time around, you would look into such companies where people don't just take advantage of the system of making money and doing the wrong things. Seed is very key to production for farmers. If they have bad seeds, then the yield will be very poor. Though that's not the only factor, soil and other things have a factor, but seed is very important. And the more the yield, then the more they can make money and the more they'll be able to pay back loans. So I want to say one or two things in terms of partnership, which my colleague has mentioned. I wanted to say that I think seed council should work with banks. We can come together. This is the sensitization program you're doing here. You could also come up with sensitization programs with banks. We develop products that would be used. So once they understand the process, and we sit down together to develop products, with these products, we can reach out to people who want to do seed production. But without a program, without a product, without a procedure, then coming to the bank to get money, the bank will definitely ask you questions. They want to know, how do we know this seed is going to be viable if I finance you? If seed council is not involved, where we have certification to say these seeds are okay, then we'll know that probability of our money coming back will be a problem. So I believe we should sit down together with like this sensitization, tell us about the program, the initiatives coming up, and then develop products together, that these products will be used. People now, seed companies can come to us and will finance based on the products that have. Some of the issues that they had in GES was because a lot of people didn't understand how the seed production and everything will work. In my own case, we understood, so that's why we didn't have issues, because we knew how to go about it. But we can make it an industry thing where all the banks, heads of agri, come together. And the good thing is that all heads of agri, or most agri staff of banks, are graduates of agriculture. So we have some basic understanding of agriculture. I also want to talk about the seed companies themselves. Because some people saw it as an opportunity to make money, they didn't go by the rules. I believe with this innovation, you would also have to have some sessions with seed companies so that we know who we are financing. A seed company not certified by NESG should not even come to us. We should know them. We should have rapport with NESG. We should have somebody touch points. In the past we had, but in a long time, nothing between NESG and the banks, nothing has happened. We should have a touch point. Maybe from the sensitization we can now go and begin to have. So the banks are people's friends. It's just that once we understand the structure of a business, this money we are talking about is shareholders' funds. It belongs to you and I, and we don't want you to lose the money. Also, yeah. So I think that's what I want to mention. We want to collaborate with you. We want to make this thing happen because it's going to be something that will push the industry forward, push agriculture in Nigeria. We've talked about it, that food production in Africa is key. 2030, it's going to be a big economy. What do we want to do in agriculture in that? So we want to partner with you to make these things happen so that we can have products to push to help your seed companies.
Thank you. I think we should clap for Madam and the colleague banker. We are friends of the bankers. It's not like we are not in support. We appreciate what the bankers are doing, but the bane of the issue is what you have pointed out. We need to work close. We need to understand ourselves. And if we do, the industry will benefit from you. We have taken note of what you said, and we will take it up from there.
Thank you very much. I'm happy that I'm one of you today here, especially my commodity sheep and goat farmers. I'm the national president of Sheep and Goat Farmers in Nigeria. Today, when you are mentioning Ikoyi, anywhere in Nigeria, just you are in London. Am I right? But what we are saying here today, the rural farmers doesn't know the existence of this National Seed Council. How are we going to let them know that you exist? Through radio program, through television, and you'll be organizing a seminar. Having organizing seminars, you give seeds to farmers free. Having done that, the following year, you will see that people will know you very well. Secondly, as indigenous animal scientists, most people know me that concerning the livestock, for restriction of animals, not to move from your home to the farm and destroy your farm, let pharmacology be used. To prevent your farm, we have some pharmacology that the thing will not go there. Most of these things are being practiced by the Sheep and Goat Farmers Association in Nigeria. The Sheep and Goat Farmers Association was organized by the IART. Professor E.A. Adibawale was the first president, former director of IART. So I would like you, I'm happy that I'm amongst you here today. Please note, radio program, organizing seminars, having finished all the seminars, give some seed free to farmers. People will know you very, very well. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for the president of Sheep and Goat. In fact, I am elated because what he said are things that we need to do. The council, it's not an agency that works in isolation. We need partnership. The banks, everybody has spoken. We need to see how we can all contribute to do all these things. Financing radio programs, TV programs, all these things, they cost a lot of money in Nigeria. And very soon you will be listening to a lot of jingles, both in Hausa, English. I wanted to put some in the presentation because we have jingles that will be going out on all the things that we are doing now. But we want to go beyond that. We want to have programs, and we want to partner with the private seed companies, the banks. Let's pool resources together to get free seeds on promotional basis. Before we start responding, I need to say the essence of the plant variety protection, I will come to you, Brian, is that in the pyramid of the seed system, we have 4 basic sources of seeds for farmers. The first is, of course, we know the land races and the indigenous materials. And over that, you have the farmer safe seeds, what the farmers themselves save and they use. And over that, you have the certified non-protected seed, which is what Nigeria has been dealing with. All that we have been parading as quality seed or whatever, are certified non-protected seed produced by public breeders. They are public goods. They are not well, maintained and things. So quality and other things are a challenge. But the cadre that serves developed countries is the certified protected seed, which sit at the top of the pyramid, which we don't use in Nigeria. If we have certified protected seeds and banks give loan and they say this seed we give 10 tons, that seed, because the person selling it to the person who is buying knows that it can be taken up if that seed fails, they will get result. Unlike now, when you buy, you
ready to bringing NASG out closer to people who are actually using, who may be interested in using quality seeds in the future. Someone already mentioned it here, but translating that into the low, down to the grassroots is key to helping people just identify or separate what's good from what's bad. And I also want to find out how much effort you're going to direct towards putting controls in publicly bred seeds, because I think that they're very close to the farmers. That's what the farmers already know. And how do you unlock that? Those are my questions.
Okay, thank you very much. I think with the permission of the Director General, sir, because we are quite behind the schedule, we would just permit everybody maybe to give a 1 minute or 2 minute recap. Then we sum it up here. We allow Professor Adebisi to give us the sort of roadmap that he has so that we can all adopt it as a common roadmap that is an outcome of this meeting, and also some key questions that have been asked that we need to also think together to provide solution. The last question is very key, so that we have key, take-homes that this meeting is delivering, and we put timeline that, okay, we can get back to you in a week or two, put them into activities and tell you this is how we want to deliver this. These are the people that will partner with us in doing this. So I think that way we would take it that way. I don't know if I should start first. I will just do a recap of everything. The issue of trust, that is why we are bringing in technology. That is why all these our technological innovation, we make trust and the value chain very clear to everybody. When we put everybody, we are talking about companies that are registered and they are there, they are not performing. We will see them on the platform very easily with the smart labeling, with the electronic tags. If you don't come for us for tag, we see you there. It's unlike before when you can claim you got our tags even when you don't get it. So all these innovations, technology will help us sanitize the industry. We will know just by the press of the button those who are performing and those who are not performing. So this is something that will bring about trust. Tracking the public breeding institutions, we are also doing a lot, and we are saying every institution, whether you are a CG center or a research institution, if you don't have our certification tag, you cannot continue to be in business. So we are going, and the tags are becoming smarter. There will be much more quality. A lot of critical points have been put into place where we put checks, and this will enhance the quality in the system. Rural farmer awareness, this is something we must do, and we can't do it alone. We are going to partner with the Rural Farmers Association themselves, the research institution. We are already partnering with NERLS. We are seeking donor support to go on massive awareness, massive campaign. This is an area the Dutch Embassy can also support and partner with us. We need to take this message to the grassroots if we must get results. So this is the question of GMO. Well, the DG allows us, because we are younger generation, the DG will give the final say, but I can tell you that the council is a regulatory agency. we are neither for or against. Once the law of the land is followed, because now we have some release variety. Once they are passed through the variety release committee and everything is okay, if we have what it takes, then they would, go into the system. But if you don't follow the system, there's no how you can, do GMO in Nigeria. That is what I would say. The DG will say that finally. Bankers will partner. Dr. Loshunde, what you noted is key. We are already looking at it, and some of the technology that we are introducing also take, some things off our officers. And also, every officer now has a control over, the certification tag. There is authorization at the DG's level, at the director's level, even at the officer level, so that everything going out, we are tracking it. So this will also help to sanitize our system. Immigration, it's also key, and we are saying we need to collaborate. If you look at the presentation of the council, we hammer on collaboration. So we are going all out to all those who we need to collaborate with. NAQS is our key collaborator. We are not at the border post. They are there. We are going to collaborate more with them to make sure that, the border is sanitized. Beyond immigration, the customs, we bring them to our meetings. We are moving closer to them because they are the ones and I think one of our board members is even championing the issue of our, interfacing strongly with the customs so that we can, check things that come into the country. More so the fact that we are joining the OECD, the UPOF, the HISTA. If we become OECD member, anything coming from any OECD country must meet the standard of the OECD. So they won't bring junks to this place because they know we are a member of OECD. But if we are not a member, they will bring things. If they bring junk and we report them, they will be sanctioned. So these are things that we, together collectively sanitize the industry. I think that is as much as I can say, but the important thing is that we have noted a lot of what has been said here, and we will see how to turn them activities that we can, put milestones to, and, we attach stakeholders to deliver on them. On that note, I think I'll go to Mr. Sidafamo to say something, then Dr. Khalid, and the professor and the DG will give the final.
Thank you very much. You have said much and you have almost covered the key issues that were raised by the one quick one I want to say before I just hand over, just one as a closing statement, is the quick timelines for the activities raised by our sister Esther. Timelines is a big challenge, and the State Council is going to take up that challenge. The bill is now a law, is an act, and it's resting on the council to drive this act and what is contained in it to actions. And if we are unable to do it, it will be a big issue or not. So that challenge of bringing out quick timelines for the activities to make the...
While we are talking about organic seed production too. Somebody mentioned that. If you see what the council is already putting in place to ensure that the organic seed production system develops, it will be marvelous. Then that's to tell you that we have all forms of seed. The council welcome everybody. One thing is that it's a science institution. Bring up and prove to us. You have evidence of safety or non-safety. There are organizations in the country that must guarantee that. Like the National Biosafety Agency, will tell us that it is safe or not safe. So it must pass all the processes required by law. Just as my colleague was saying, if it has passed all those things and the varietal release committee, it comes to and it is released, then it means it will go into our seed system as required. And we give it all its own recognitions and all the preference requirement is to ensure that quality seeds related to that particular is produced. So I think what I said, the biggest masquerade we always say. Then I will also want to talk about this partnership, particularly when you see our companies bringing in all sorts of, not even companies, even individuals. When you travel, maybe you are in Kenya today and you see vegetable seeds, but yeah. So you just bring in them, and just, of course, our membership, as you have said, of these organizations, we ensure that we get something from minimum, and it is worrisome. You see, the partnership, there are a lot of gains. But I have said it that one of our board of directors is working with, maybe on the part of customs. Yes, there are some rules, laws that are conflicting, but we're talking to each other. Like, for instance, the customs in their own document, they didn't prohibit that in bringing in seed is not a prohibited item. But any country that is serious on biosecurity, you must protect. You see, why did we quickly have tuta absoluta here? It was reported in East Africa. But it didn't take time for it to get to Nigeria. Because the moment I travel to Tanzania or any of these, and I just see it, I'll just bring it. That's the level at which we take our, you come and plant just anything. So let me just, a little story. You see, Nigerians, we like yam, and even when we travel, we like to carry yam along. So when we were in Kenya, my colleague will attest to that, they were saying that, why do Nigerians like bringing yam? Everybody will become bringing with yam in Nigeria. I said, you people don't know yam, that's why. Do you know that's the crop that has a day celebrated in Africa? Are you people saying that you are not Africans? They said, but why is this? I said, okay, when they are bringing it, they seize it in their airports. I said, why? They said, after all, they are not planting it. You know what the quarantine officer there told me? He said, but you have forgotten that when they peel this yam, they throw the peels in our soil, and they are capable of bringing some diseases into their soils. So I never had took it that way, but she mentioned it. But in our own today, if whether senator or any, if you go out and see something, put it in your briefcase. Before you know it, you are introduced into the Nigerian soils. So there will be different approaches, but I'm telling you that the council is seriously working on ensuring that we also consider biosecurity as a very great subject. That's why when you see the presentation, they were showing the lab. If you go and see the level of things we do, particularly on virus and all kinds of things, so we should be able to identify this, and this is a problem. So, and one other area I want to quickly mention is that, you know, my DG said he had just sent me somewhere now to just in this capacity issue. It has been a great challenge when it comes to issues of extension in Nigeria, because the state governments, the system has broken down in the system. But we see what other people are doing. I think by the time we are putting up, NASC is going to, through our Director General, we are having a new set of ministers now. We are sure that there are going to be proposals, and which my governing board member was already saying it's involved commitment in terms of investing. If you go to some universities like Iowa, if anybody is familiar with US, you know that Iowa State is a very great agricultural state in US. Of course, they call it the heart of the Corn Belt or whatever, all stories. But it's discovered that the extension there is driven by the Iowa State University. We have a faculties of agriculture in virtually every state in Nigeria. Let us see what we can use the university system to also impact in the extension system of Nigeria. Thank you. Let me not talk too much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I still observe the existing protocol. I want to draw my attention to the bankers. The banks are the ones frightening the farmers, and they are not supporting the farmers at all. The area where you are frightening the farmer is on your interest rate. Your interest rate is above 1 digit. 2 digits interest will not favor agriculture in Nigeria. If you look at areas, countries where agriculture is thriving, they are on single digit interest rate. 1%, 2%, 3%. But your own, first of all, at the starting point, take 13%. Along the line, there is a form there you fill. Because the form has tiny character written there. But at the end of it, maybe after 1 year, we just draw attention that the interest rate can fluctuate. And they will now introduce another thing. So we want to charge you. Thank God we have some bank. Oh, the woman is not, the sister is not around. We want to charge you for us to have good roadmap for implementation of the Seed Act. You need to support seed companies. And the way you are going to support seed companies is just by lowering your interest rate to single-digit interest rate. Double-digit interest rate will not fluctuate. Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters. And we need financial support to get to the next level in respect of this implementation of Seed Act. Please, I'm challenging you when you get back, when you get to your drawing board, tell your management that you need to support agriculture by lowering the interest rate digits. Please and please. With this, we are going to get to the next level. Then, I have some area of road maps to Seed Act implementation. The first one I have is that for us to have good Seed Act, we need the approval of the PVP, Plant Variety Protection in Nigeria. And that's going to be the takeoff. It is in the pipeline and going to be undergoing maybe the third or second reading in the House. By the time we have that, that is just the beginning, the opener of the implementation of the Seed Act. Then the second one is that each unit in the Seed Act, we have 7 components there. If you look at during the presentation, and all of them should be enlightened on their responsibilities in making the act efficient, effective, and practical oriented. Then the other one is that for the act to be effective, regional directors as well as their staff member of NAS should be part of the value chain in the Seed Act, and they have to be challenged on their roles and dispensation of these roles. The other one is that the seed company should be well informed and be made to be key players in PVP and carriers of veritable tools in the Seed Act. All the seed companies should be carried along the line. Like suggestion was made, and on the efficiency of these seed companies. There has been one of the reasons why they are not effective and efficient is the area of financial support. During our last council meeting of NASC, we had a discussion and we took a position that we should go and do a kind of oversight function and see to reasons why they are not effective. And one thing we discovered was that financing is a problem to them. And we now asked them, why are they not approaching banks? They said banks, they are killers. And that by the time you get to them, and apart from that, they said that the banks are not interested in financing crop, but they prefer animal that we give them higher, like broilers, poultry, this and that. You know, the gestation period in crop, for you, if you invest in crop, you cannot easily make your gain on time. It's going to be time frame, and banks are not ready to waste, to put in their money there. So we are challenging you, look at your policy that can favor seed. For example, if you invest in seed, if you have companies in seed, before you can get your investment, it's going to take time. consider all issues when you are supporting seed companies. I want to encourage our members that the number of seed companies we have, they have just the last board approval about 314 seed companies were approved. But let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, look at the population of the country. 314. Can they meet up with the demand of the farmer? No. We need additional seed company. Like my President Fadama Federation, you can set up your own seed company. You can develop a seed company, maybe producer. We have different levels that you can run. First of all, start with producer. From there, you advance until you get to the next level. We have other people too. You can come in so that we can make the implementation of the system a veritable achievement. Then the next one is the strengthening capacity. Nearly all of us have mentioned the capacity building. And we are going to look at the area of good performance at headquarter, regional, and seed company. And like our father said to the farmers too, we need to build capacity in the area of seed production and good performance. Like the farmers, we can have what we call community farming scheme, seed farming scheme. So let them, let's give a small quantity of seed to the farmers. Let them, we call them adoption. Madam, as an extension, I could recollect when I was at the university. Let's look at the adoption rate there. Let them plant their own genetic material, and let them plant the improved quality, and let them see the performance, the growth performance. And by the time they harvest, they will not be convinced that they need to source for good quality seed. Also, licensing of seed certification to provide additional hands. This licensing will help to create additional jobs, and then lessen the investment of government on these agencies. Government cannot all meet the demands of certification agents. But by the time we have improved PVP, licenses can be given to companies who will be monitored by the NASC for them to look at all these seeds that are being produced and make available to the farmer. Then apart from that, like somebody said, feasibility and trust. I can say that most of the approved seed companies are not too feasible. And the reason why they are not too feasible is that they don't have financial strength. We can have seed companies that can have branches in all the states of the federation. But those seed companies that they can only have 4 or 5 branches here in Abuja, North Central, North East, and so on. But if you have them with good financial strength, you have Lagos, nearly every part of the country will be represented in their branches. So we need to, and then the trust. When we talk of trust starts from the quality of seed, starts from the farm. From there, right from the production system we use. By the time that the farmers know that the quality of seed they have is high quality, it will guarantee high yield, you make more money for your investment, definitely the trust is there. And it's going to improve the reputation of the seed companies. The reputation is thereby built in, and the seed company will make more money along the line. They approach bank, and the bank can see their financial profile along the line. They know that this one is making this. Then, of VP Act in the curriculum of agriculture in Nigeria University. It is a national policy, and this national policy needs to be introduced in the curriculum of agriculture in our higher institutions, not only university, higher institutions. If they can be introduced, then we know that even right from the university, if I graduate and I make an investment, investment, and I produce a particular variety of this, I can patent it, and definitely it will become my property. I can sell it for so many years. My name will be there, this and that. Right from that, the student will know that that's what we call a plant variety protection. And they will be able to key in, and they are the one that will inculcate it to different levels of then partnership. And if no partnership, I want to praise NASC, not because of the fact that I'm a member of the governing board, but I know it is the partnership that is making them to be visible to all of us. If not, because let me tell you one thing, the secret is that I know the financial status of NASC. If I ask DG, how much have they committed? They will say no money. It's because of partnership that brought all of us here. Am I right, sir? Yes. The Seed Connect, first, second edition, no money. Because of, our deadly financial structure, and it's also affecting NASC. And we are using this medium to appeal to the federal government to help us to look into area of approval of additional money for interventions. PVP is an intervention in agriculture, and no agricultural system can develop without having an efficient and effective PVP. So we are using at this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to stop at this level and allow our big masquerade to wrap it up. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Prof. A member of the governing board. I don't know how I talk more than what you have done. I think the only thing I'll just do is to add a few things to all those beautiful things you have mentioned. Yeah, okay. I'm going to start with the GM. Thank you very much. You see, just like it has been mentioned, the National Financial Council is a regulatory agency. And we welcome all technologies. Doing some demonstrations in many of our local governments and states in this country. That's exactly what we are doing. We are, having town hall meetings with them, and we're doing a lot of collaboration in terms of demonstration in many of the areas. And particularly, we are collaborating also with commodity associations, demand and the refund, because they are actually doing this one with us. And we don't do it alone. It has to actually be done by our farmers. On infringement and offenses mentioned by Dr. Losunde, thank you very much. It has been explained. Technology is actually assisting us to go beyond some of this, because with technology now that is being introduced, many of those things will be a thing of the past. The bankers, thank you very much, Mrs. Awosonya and our guy from Access Bank. One thing that came out very, very positively here is that we must continue to interact with the banks. But I want to say that we are very close to the banks. It's a pity some of them are not here. But if any of us have the opportunity of coming to Abuja, you see many of them. Because during the GS, we work very, very closely together with them. But like it was mentioned, we are going to, have some programs with the banks, particularly coming up with some of these products you are talking about. Because if fund is actually a problem and you are actually there and you have a lot of all these things, seed companies can come around and actually collaborate and be able to take advantage of what you have. So we are going to go into closer partnership with banks. On the issue, yes, this is actually very important, the issue of visibility. I know because of the dwindling financial resources and the rest of it, we may not be as visible as we wanted to be, but we are going to step up our activities, video programs, TV jingles and the rest of it, because it's very, very important. Also, visibility. It was mentioned by almost everybody. Brian Christopher, our colleague with the Dutch Embassy, has said it, and I'm happy that one of my staff told you that we have to work together, because you are assisting us. We are actually ensuring that we do it, but we discovered that because of our dwindling financial resources, we cannot do it alone. But I want to thank the Dutch, because we are doing a lot of things together now, and I'm sure that is one of the areas we are going to look at, because we must ensure that farmers know exactly what we are doing, because it's actually in knowing what we are doing that they will be able to get some of these best genetics we are talking about, so as to ensure that farmers' productivity is actually on the increase. I think on this note, let me hand over to the anchor so that we can move ahead. Thank you very much.
A better round of applause for the DG. And I think you all agree with me that we have done justice to why we are here today. A lot of encomiums had come to the Seed Council from here, and I think from the Seed Council we need to congratulate everybody here also, because whatever we are celebrating today is a celebration of the true partnership that we have with everybody on the in this hall. So we say thank you for how you have supported us to be where we are, and we count on you to get more support from you. I think the DG sir, we can step down to join the others and take our seats, and while we do the final wrap up and close the program officially. Thank you very much, everybody. So if you are still with us in Abuja, don't shy away. Join us on the 27th for another round of this discussion. Thank you.
That round of applause sounds very, very weak. There's a better round of applause. I think they've really done justice to it, and I want to thank all of them. The commitment of the DG, it's very, very nice, and it's not in doubt. Yesterday we were meant to come to Lagos. Our flight was for 3 p.m. and then it was 3 p.m. no show. It was 4 p.m. no show. It was 5 p.m. no show. And then later we had an announcement, the flight has been shifted to 7:30 p.m. And he was at the airport all through. And then when he got to close to 7, they said the flight has been shifted to 8:30. And then the DG was like, and so I met the DG, I was like, sir, what do we do? The DG was like, go and look for the next available flight. We must get to Lagos and interact with the people at Lagos. Go and look for the next available flight. And we went, I was like, sir, all the money we paid. It was like, that's not the issue now. When we come back from Lagos, we'll start discussing about everything. Most of what we've been getting is through partnership. So our partnership with the Nigerian Economic Summit Group brought us here to Lagos. And so we want to thank the NESG for this support. So let's put our hands together for NESG. And then they are also supporting the Abuja one, 27, that's on Tuesday next week. So if you're in Abuja, you can join us at Fraser Suite, right? Yeah, you can join us at Fraser Suite for the, I think it's going to be a much larger engagement. So with that, I want to thank everybody, those who traveled to Lagos, those who came from the other states. Thank you for coming, and I wish everybody safe journey back to their various destinations. So I think lunch is served, so we can go for lunch, we can continue the interactions there, and from there, we can move back to our various destinations. So thank you everybody, and enjoy your lunch.
Thank you.